Let's get started grabbing our roll down bar at least shoulder width apart. Maybe you want those arms a little bit wider. And then go ahead and plant your feet on your poles. You decide if you want your legs bent or you want to go right to straight legs. We're going to just start with a little roll down series. As you inhale, you're going to start curling yourself back to the mat and then use that exhale to roll all the way down. And then you'll come back up, chin to chest, rounding your back as you curl forward, keeping those shoulder blades nice and anchored. And then lifting tall at the top. Let's do that again. Inhale for about half. Exhale, maybe really pushing away from those poles as you feel your back press into the mat. And then that curling back up, feeling our back round and curl forward. And then just rocking up onto those sitting bones, sitting tall. Let's do one more just like that. Just those warm up roll downs. And roll back up. Feeling our back get more and more mobile as we get that action, that rolling through our back. On our next one, we'll add some fun things in at the bottom. We'll pelvic tuck, roll down. When you get there, give yourself a moment to kind of anchor to the mat. Roll open your shoulders, maybe push your feet into your poles. Pull those abdominal muscles up and in, that little extra. And then as you inhale, you're going to do a wide elbow pull in. And then exhale as you straighten. Inhale, pull the bar in towards your body. Exhale as you straighten. When you pull in, just try not to overly pop your chest up, right, as you come in. Feel how those stomach muscles are pulling in and kind of anchoring your back to the mat. Let's do one more. Pull it in, press to straight, and then go ahead and roll back up, chin to chest, round yourself forward. Lift tall, practice that good posture at the top, and then go right back down, curling down. Again, to the mat, anchor in, and then let's do some straight arm presses. As you inhale, press the bar down, exhale as the bar comes back up. Work in both directions. Feel how the coming up, you kind of resist that spring a little bit. Notice the further you press, the more you have to use those abdominal muscles. Get up, pull them up and in that little extra. Check in, are you keeping those wrists nice and straight as you press down and back up? Let's get one more in. Press down and up. And the next breath, you're just rolling back up, curling through your spine to come forward. Rock up onto those sitting bones. Let's roll right back down, curling ourselves into that. We're going to do a set of our rowings here at the bottom. We're going to widen our elbows, pull the bar toward us, press our arms straight low to the body, and then lift the arms back up. You could inhale for about half of that action, and then exhale for that second half. Let's do one more. We'll do 3 in each direction. Pull it in, press and reach to straight, and then the arms lift up. Let's reverse it. Straight arm, press the bar down towards your body, wide elbows to pull it up towards you, and then reach back to straight. Inhale for about half of that, and then exhale for that second half. Remember to keep those shoulder blades anchored so those shoulders aren't creeping up by those ears. Once your arms are straight, go ahead and roll back up. Lift tall. Find that good posture moment. Let's take our right hand in the center of the bar. Anchor that right shoulder blade in. Left arm's going to reach out in front of you. Let's roll down through our center on our inhale as you get to the bottom. Exhale, tip your head to the side. Reach into that side bend. Hopefully that feels good. And then come back to center. I like an inhale back up. Exhale to curl forward. But of course, you can always do your own breath on there. Let's do it again. Inhale, roll ourselves down. Exhale that side bend and reach. Inhale, we'll come back to center. Roll ourselves back up, lifting tall. Let's do one more and take our, I call it the bonus stretch at the bottom. We're going to roll down, side bend. If you can hook your hand on the mat or get the Cadillac like me, you can do that. Slide your left leg over towards your right. Maybe just go as far as you can. Maybe you feel like that cross your ankle stretch today. Just take a few breaths there. Notice that right shoulder blade, how the bar wants to pull it forward. Let's play today with like letting the shoulder kind of roll forward and then retracting the shoulder blade 3 times. Like let it, don't lose your bar though, and connect your shoulder. One more time. And then we'll unwind it all. We'll bring that left foot back to your pole. We'll sweep our body back to the center. We'll roll ourselves back up, lifting tall at the top. We get to switch. Do it all on the other side. Left hand in the center, right arm out in front of you. You're gonna curl yourself down to the mat. Once you get there, take your side bend, stretching up and over. Come back to the center. Roll yourself back up. And lift tall. Notice that continual shoulder stability work on that left shoulder, right? To anchor your shoulder and not let the spring kind of pull your shoulder forward. Side bend, maybe push a little extra through that right foot to stretch longer through your waist, and then come back to center and roll yourself back up. Good posture practice at the top. We got one more. Rolling down to your mat. We'll take our side bend, stretch, and then here's where we're gonna get that extra. Slide the leg over. Maybe you wanna cross it over, ankle crosses, wherever it feels good for you. Let's do that same little shoulder blade thing where we let the shoulder kind of round forward and then we retract our shoulder blade. Let it round forward, retract and anchor one more time. And then let's unwind. Bring your foot back to your pole. Bring your body back to center as you unside bend, and then curl yourself forward and lift back up. Okay, let's let that bar rest. And then let's spin ourselves around. We're gonna lay back and just find our kind of bridge position. Your head can be pretty close to the end of the mat. It does not need to be very far away. Unless you want more tension on the spring, then of course you could scoot away a little bit. Feet and knees, let's take them hip width apart and just anchor our feet into the mat. Have a little shoulder awareness. Anchor those shoulder blades. Start with some presses here where you're gonna inhale, press the bar towards your body, and then exhale to bring the bar back. You'll notice my bar does not go very far. That spring feels pretty loaded, feels pretty heavy in this position. Press and bring the bar back. Right? And my goal is not necessarily to press as far as I can, but to keep my abs pulled in, trying to feel that work, keep my arms nice and straight. All right, next one, I want you to keep the arm position where you have just a little tension on your spring and your shoulders are nice and anchored. And then I want us just to practice our bridges. Let's do a few pelvic rocks first, where we just tuck and then tip away into a little arch. We tuck and arch a few times, get our feet planted. Feel that work just to hold that bar right there above us with our shoulder blades anchored. No, none of that creeping shoulder blades. Little rock and release. Okay, go into your bridge on that next one. Just hold the bar still and take a full bridge. Pelvic tuck, roll up. It's that first one. And then roll down and feel your back connect into your mat as you roll down. Let's do one more like that. Remember, this bar overhead is holding a little tension in the spring. The bar is, you are. Bridge up. And then roll yourself all the way down and release. Now in your next one, I want us to add an arm press to our bridge. So as you're bridging up, you're gonna try to press the bar away from you and toward the body as you lift. And then you're gonna reverse it. You're gonna roll down through your back, release your hips at the bottom, but keep those shoulder blades connected. Let's do two more like that. Inhale as we pelvic tuck, lift our hips, roll up, press the arms down, and then exhale as you roll yourself all the way down to the bottom. Let's get one more like that. Bridging up, inhaling, inhaling, inhaling. Let's hold at the top, 2 breaths. Can we just hold there and fine tune? Maybe lift our hips a little higher, maybe press our arms away from us a little bit more. Take one more big inhale. And then as you exhale, roll yourself down to the mat, release the hips. And then you can carefully let go of that bar. Let's get our 100 in. We're gonna do just regular old 100, so it's your position. You could take those legs to tabletop. Always, you can have your head down. You could do something to prop your head, or you can come up in the upright curl. Take an inhale. As you exhale, find where you wanna be for your 100. And start your pumps. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, there's lots of leg positions. You can be reaching out at that ankle. You could be down in that low leg position, right? Do what feels best for your body today. Do what feels like a challenge to be there, but feels like you can do it well. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're in that upright curl and along the way, you're like, wow, the neck is feeling kind of tight, lay your head down, find the work there, right? You can always lower your legs a little if that head down position. If you need a little bonus challenge there, you decide. Let's do 2 more breaths. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give those legs a little hug in, a little rock side to side. Let's come up on our knees. Let's head into a little bit of our, head into just some chest expansion exercise. So you're going to come up on knees. You may like an extra little pad under your knees on this. Feet and knees about hip width apart. I like about an arm's length away from my bar, but if you move back a little further, you'll get a little more tension. Shoulder width or a little wider, right? So you could have straight out of your shoulders. You could go a little wider. Go with what feels best for you. Take a moment to drop your shoulders down. Push your hips forward. Just get tall. Feel that work. For me, it's a little stretch in my thighs, just being here. And then let's do our chest expansion. Let's inhale, press the bar down toward the body. Hold it there as you look over one shoulder, look over the other shoulder, come back to your center. Exhale as the bar comes back up. Inhale as you press the bar down. Switch your direction this time. Look left, look right, come back center. Exhale as the bar comes back up. Let's get 2 more. Inhale, grow taller as that bar presses down. Look over one shoulder, look over the other shoulder. Back to center, exhaling to come back up one more time. Press down, look, and then back to center to bring the bar back up. I'm gonna scoot back just a smidgen. I'm gonna do just a little, some kneeling cat today. Shoulders anchored. I'm going to start pressing that bar down, rounding my spine as I curl toward the mat. I'm just going to hover the bar as I lift my head, pull my shoulder blades together, roll into an arch. Reverse my spine while I hold the bar in the same spot, and then stack up, pushing thighs and hips forward as we roll up. Inhale as you're curling down. These could be nice and flowy. Exhale, kind of articulate into that arch. Reverse it, round it back, pushing the thighs and hips forward as you stack to come up. Let's get one more in. Inhaling as you're curling down. Exhale, roll into that arch. Reverse it all, round it back, and then that curl through your back to come back up. We're going to go right into a little thigh stretch. You're going to want to move back for me. I like to be at least halfway back on my mat, maybe even a little further. Feet and knees hip width, so those feet are right behind our knees on here. Already, before we started, we find the work, right? We push our hips forward, our shoulder blades in, or we find the stretch, right? Already a thigh stretch for most of us. And then we're gonna lean from our knees as you inhale, long lean back, right? How far you go is up to you, right? It's like where it's like a good stretch. You can hold that good form with your upper body. All right, we're kind of like leaning in a plank-like position. And then that kind of push your feet and shins in. Definitely that work from your backside to come back up. Inhale as you hinge back. And if you want to add a little back bend once you get there, gently tip your head, pull your shoulder blades together, reach into that arch, curl back out of it so you find that plank position, and then press those feet in. Float up, find that little balance place at the top. It's work. Let's do one more. Inhale, lean back. Tip the head back, shoulder blades hug together, hips are pressing forward the entire time. So much work. Curl forward, look ahead, press those feet in, and come back up. All right, let's let that bar hang. We're gonna head into a little leg spring series. You're using your leg springs. So I have some purple leg springs on, and I am gonna lay down on my mat and position myself about an arm's length away from my metal poles. And then I'm going to get my feet in my straps. So, options with your arms. I'm going to do kind of traditional position where I'm pressing away and I'm holding my bars overhead. But if that doesn't work for you, you could press your arms down into the mat beside you. Just make sure your arms and your upper back are working, right? They're part of this exercise. So, we'll start with our legs together in parallel, and let's just test out our springs. Let's do an inhale, lower the legs, reach them away from you, and then exhale as you bring those legs back. We're thinking about stability in our back as those legs lower and come back. We're also thinking about stability in our hips. For me, that means when my legs lower and come back, I'm not feeling a big arch or movement in my low back, and everything else is kind of working to maintain that position. Let's do one more. Inhale, lower, reach, stretch them away from you. Exhale as you bring those legs back over your hips. Let's go to some circles next. Inhale, we'll open, draw a circle, bring the legs together. Exhale, bringing those legs back up, keeping your sacrum or your hips anchored. Inhale, open circle. How big you go is up to you, right? Working level, bigger circles are definitely going to feel like more work, more stability work, more core work that entire time. Let's get 2 more in. We'll inhale, open, circle, hug them together. Exhale as you bring those legs back up. Inhale as you open, circle, hug them in. Exhale to bring them back over those hips. Let's reverse them. Lower legs down through your center. Open and circle. And squeeze them back in. Inhale for that lower reach. Exhale. Open and circle. Remember, wherever your arms are, they're working. Right? This is not just a leg exercise. Open and circle and come around. We got 2 more. Coordinate that breath with your movement. And coming around, one last one. Press them out. Open and circle. When you come around, let's go right into a little frog start position. Pilates V with your feet. Open the knees. Right? And then we'll start with a press. Inhale, press the legs out straight. Exhale to bend them back in. Nice big breath. Get long in your body as you stretch out. Maybe play around with how low you can reach the legs and still keep that length in your back. As you go out and in. Let's go out and hold this time. We're going to press out and hold out there. Little taps with our heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we'll do crisscross. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. And tap them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. One more set. Tap 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Heels together. Bend the legs in. We're going to head right to some bicycle. We're going to start cycling. We're going to reach out, drag the heel in. Feel that work to anchor your hips. Keep pulling abdominals in as those legs reach and come in. I like to try to get my heel to the mat. If it doesn't quite touch, it's okay. Maybe play with it though. Let's do 1 more on each. And then of course we're going to reverse it and back pedal. Dip your heel down, press out in space. Play with that, just challenging cycling action while we try to anchor our back to the mat. Remember those arms, they're still working, that upper body. Cycle and cycle. All right, let's head to some walks. Legs in parallel, over tap those hips. Little walk series down, all on our inhale on the way down. Inhale, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Freeze. We're going to do some helicopter legs. 2 scissors. We're going to scissor, scissor, and then we'll open opposite half circles to come around. We get our inhale, scissor, scissor. We're anchoring our back to the mat as those legs will reach and come around. And we get that scissor and scissor. Open in half circle to come around. Inhale, scissor, scissor. Exhale, our abs are pulling in even more in that half circle. Let's do 1 more. Scissor, scissor. Open in half circle. We're going to bend our legs in. 2 frog start position. And let's go into our leg circle frog combination. Press up to the ceiling right over those hips. Open and circle. Heels connect. Bend your legs to come back in. You can do an inhale for that. Reach up. Open circle. Exhale as you bend legs back in. And we stretch them up. Keep those hips heavy. Open and circle. And bend to come back in. Let's do 1 more in that direction. Reach up. Open circle, heels connect, bend it back in. Let's reverse, press the legs out low to straighten. Open and circle, heels together, bend it back in, press out low. Open and circle, heels together, bend it back in. 2 more, reach long. Are those arms still working? Upper body, wherever those arms are, they're pressing into your poles, they're pressing into your mat. Open and circle, bend the legs in. Let's take some stretches. Options on here. You could do like a prayer foot, soles together. Let those feet come all the way down to the mat and just let yourself kind of hang out there in like that butterfly stretch. You could take your legs straight. I'm just going to show these off. Feel free to hang out your favorite legs out to the side. Maybe you just want to hang there a little bit. Get that inner thigh stretch. Another nice one is just a hamstring stretch where the legs are a little more over your hips and you might grab those springs a little bit and just pull it back towards you. I will flex my feet sometimes. I try to keep my tailbone heavy as my legs come back. Just a little stretchy moment. Good. And then whenever you're ready to come out of there, let's take our feet out of there. We're going to set up our push-through bar, which means I'm going to move to this end of the Cadillac. So take your push-through bar, if it's attached up like mine. I'm going to put a red spring from the top. Do your spring on there, and then we're going to lay underneath there. We're going to get to do some teasers. Woo. When you lay down, you are going to grab your bar, hands nice and wide, and have that bar kind of like right underneath your chest. Or right over top of your chest. How about that? All right, and then you decide if you want your legs straight or if you want your legs bent for this first part of the series. Either works. It's really a personal preference. We are going to pull the bar down and then reach the bar overhead and see if we can lift our shoulders and take just this giant stretch all the way to your tippy toes, and then anchor your shoulder blades. Control the bar as it comes back and bring it back over your chest. Let's do that one more time. Just a nice big inhale. Reach overhead, maybe a little lift of shoulders. And then exhale as you come back. All right, now bars over our chest. We're going to do some kind of a half teaser. We're going to just roll up with that upper body, right? We're going to tuck your chin, curl forward. Wherever your legs are, keep them anchored. Bend or straight is fine. Roll up. Abs pull in as you roll yourself down and just land the head. Let's do two more just like that. Right, that curling through our spine, that lift from our center without overly jamming those heads forward. It's so easy to want to do that. I always catch myself doing it, so I'm just going to remind you. Let's do one more. Roll up, curling, curling, curling. Can we hold on that one and do a little bend and straighten at the top 3 times? Inhale, feel that core work to hold there and not move your body. Straighten those arms and then roll all the way back down. Let's take a stretch our arms overhead moment. And then bring the arms back over top of your chest. Now for the next part. Again, this is fine from bent legs or straight legs. We're going to be lifting the right leg. So if the other leg's bent, that's fine. Otherwise, you can have both legs straight. I'm going to have you start curling up, and I like to get to about the tips of my shoulder blades and then reach through that right leg as I curl up, and then I'm going to roll down and reach even more on the way down. Let's alternate today. Curl up left leg, rolling up, and then that exhale to roll through your spine and bring the leg back down. Let's do one more on each leg. Chin to chest. Remember, try not to overlead with your head. Use those abs to pull up and in. Lift up, and then that coming down where that leg is just stretching out of your hip as you roll down. We got one more on that left leg, curling up, rolling through your spine as you come up, and then feeling your back just press in as you roll down. You could stretch your arms overhead moment. Reach if you like that. Lift your shoulders. Really stretch moment, go for it. Anchor those shoulder blades. Bring the bar back over your chest. We have our full teasers next. Tell you what, let's do lift your tail teasers today. They're my favorite. We're going to take our legs to tabletop. We're going to practice lift your tail. So you're going to lift your butt up, pull your shins toward that bar, and then roll back down. You can inhale up, exhale down, or just breathe, right? Just that little curling up through our low back. All right, and then on the next one, we're going to take it right to our teaser when we come down. So as you roll down, start curling up, press the legs out, teaser. And then you're going to roll down and just time it so you can get a little bit of that tail lift at the bottom. Roll back down, curl and stretch the legs away. Roll it down, curl, little tail lift. We should add a bonus on this one, last one. Curl up, can we hold it? lower your legs. Maybe it's just an inch. Lower and lift. Maybe you're feeling like you're going to take them all the way down and back up. Just 3. Feels like a ton, right? And then roll down. Last one, we'll just roll back down and land our head. Whew, okay, let's push that bar overhead. Turn over on our bellies. We're going to do just a little baby bird wings and some swan. So I like to line up where that bar is, maybe in between the metal poles when my arms are straight, wherever that is for me. I'm going to hover my face above the mat. Do your swan leg. So if today that's together, maybe it's a little apart or a lot apart, you do that. You're going to reach through the legs. Do a little pelvic tuck. Pull your belly up and in. Strong through those legs. And then we're going to let those elbows wing and lift. Maybe not lift, not let. Like we're controlling it. We're just doing a little lift, a little stretch. And then we're coming back down. If this doesn't feel good for your shoulders, you of course will skip it. All right. Hopefully it feels like a good stretch. But if you have anything going on in those shoulders, it might not feel good. So it's okay. And coming back down. You can always do your mat swan here if that feels better for you without your bar. In, and we're going to wing the elbows. Play with that kind of upper back work, getting that little extension. Exhale to reach. Now we're just going to do a little, I call straight arm swan. Arms are straight, or if a slight bend and it feels better, play with that. Anchor your shoulder blades. Start lifting your head and sternum. Drag your shoulder blades down your back as you start lifting into your swan. And then roll back down. As you come down, you can play with a little, I call it lift your shoulders moment. Maybe you push the bar away and stretch along, kind of like we did on our back. Pull your shoulder blades down your back, start lifting your eyes, rolling yourself up, and then that roll to come back down. You decide if you lift your legs or not. I have mine anchored today, but if you wanted to do a little lift the legs, reach through as you come up, you can play with that. And then roll to come back down. Let's carefully let that bar come up. Go ahead and push yourself back. We're going to go right into a little cat next. We're going to be on our knees. We're going to come up about an arm's length away, anchor our shoulders. We're going to go right into a cat with that push-through bar. So we're going to notch in toward chest, round our back, push down, roll into that arch. And then reverse it all round, drop your head, round your low back, press the thighs and hips forward as you come back up. Nice flowy ones. We're just going to do a couple more. Inhaling as you curl, exhale as you roll into that arch. And then reverse it, round and back, drag the bar back towards you, roll yourself up nice and tall. We got one more. Round, round, round. Roll into that arch. And then that pelvic tuck, curl back up, and stack tall. All right, let's sneak just a little mermaid in as well. Turn to the side, be about an arm's length away. Arm is straight out of your shoulder, maybe slightly in front. Those feet are off the back edge, but I want you to really rotate your heels into each other. Right? Press them in, feel that shoulder anchor. As you inhale, you're gonna press the bar down. We're gonna go right into that side bend. And then we're going to stack to come back up. Bar starts to press down. We reach up and over. And then we stack to come back up. Notice that shoulder stability work, not to have that shoulder creep up. Especially that first inch of that press down. So much work. And coming back. Let's do a counter stretch. Arm to that ear as we reach up and over. And then we'll stack to come up. Let's turn around and do that all on the other side. Get yourself up set up about an arm's length away. You got your Pilates V with the feet, so they're rotating your heels. You get that work through your butt and your backside. And then we start pressing that bar down, reaching up and over. And then that stack to come back up. Inhaling as you get your side bend. Lots of length, lots of reach through that top arm. Creating that space in our sideways. One more. And coming back up. Take that stretch up and over the other way. And then stack to come back up. All right, let's get a little bit more parakeet in. We're going to take that push through bar and we're going to push it out in front of us. I like to line up in that place where when my legs are straight, my bar is either just right between those metal poles or a little bit in front. I'm gonna anchor my arms to the mat. I'm gonna do a nice little inhale, bend my legs. When those legs come through, try not to move those hips, and then go all the way to straight legs. Bend, let's practice that piece. Bend the legs, push them away, keeping those abs pulling in. And then we'll bend the legs, bring the bar back toward us, and go all the way to straight legs. All right, from there, let's practice that parakeet. You can have your legs tight together. You can have a little hip width. Right, inner thighs gently hug together. Pelvic tuck, peel up, 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 lifting as you roll up. And then roll back down, feeling your back press into the mat. Land the hips and then do a little bend your legs. Push out, stretch long. Let's add a roll up in here just for fun. If you get stuck in the roll up, 1 foot under is always a nice little help. Inhale part way, exhale, we'll stretch up and over. And then we'll roll back down, shoulders anchored, curling down to your mat. Land those hands, bend your legs. Let that bar come back through. We'll go right up into that bridge. Pelvic tug, bridge up, lift, lift, lift. Exhale as you roll down, tip your head back. Find that space underneath your chin as you roll your back down. Bend the legs, push the bar out in front. Let's do that roll up again. It was kind of fun. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, we'll stretch up and over. And then we'll roll down. Now when you're rolling down, you're looking at that bar, you're trying to push it away from you, push it away from you, push it away from you. Land your spine. Let's do one more. Bend the legs in, press to straight. Your parakeet, your bridge, rolling up, 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 up. And then rolling right back down, just rolling that spine into the mat. We're doing one more roll up. We'll bend the legs, reach them out in front. Let's do that curl forward, up and over. If it feels good to you to maybe grab that bar, take a stretch, you can definitely do that. Bend the legs in and kind of catch your bar. We're gonna do a little front push through to end with. Oh, my favorite. Get your feet on the bar. Just make sure your toes are out of the way if you're pushing that bar forward in front of you. Push the bar overhead. I like to let my shoulders lift up. You can bend your knees as much as you need on this one. When you're ready to start rolling back, anchor your shoulders. Pelvic tuck. Push your feet into the bar. Roll back. This is my favorite moment. Hang. Really feel like you're pulling this thing off the Cadillac or tower. And then press down, round your spine, and reach forward. Find to lift those shoulders, maybe at that moment, but then re-anchor those shoulder blades, curl yourself back, have a little hang moment, and then roll into that reach overhead. Go where it feels good for your shoulders, your back. Shoulders anchored as we roll down, a stretchy moment, round forward, there's that ab moment, and stretch forward. Curling our way back, and then that reach and press overhead. We're going to add a little saw, and we're going to take the right hand across the body. As you inhale, spiral back, do a hang off your bar, and then exhale, come across and just add a little twist and lift. Inhale, spiral back, reach and hang, and then that exhale as you come across. Here's where you could hold your stretch. You could press the bar up. If you love to like reach and grab the bar, you can do that. If you feel like you can't grab the bar, bend your legs, slide forward, maybe do something like this. Sometimes that just getting a hold on and twist feels good. Let's do the other side a few times. All right, so we're gonna take our left hand, we're gonna spiral back, we're gonna hang and reach. And then we're gonna swing it around and just go across. Keeping that hip anchored, spiral back, big breath. And then we'll come across. Here's where you get to reach and grab. And you can hold that bar, play with that twist. Remember, scoot forward if you need to scoot forward. Play with it. Maybe you need your legs bent. That's fine. You can play with working toward a straight leg. And then letting go from there, and then we are all done. Thank you for joining me today for a little Tower Cadillac Springboard fun. I hope you enjoyed class.